you know, some people are taking advantage to tarnish the image of my dad. Absolutely did not mention my name. Has been dodging mentioning my name ever since I wrote to him.
Hello, good day everyone. And yeah, today we'll be talking about Falz the bad guy. Finally, Falz has come out to say something about the whole VDM situation. But in his interview with Shopsy Do, Adeshokbe, one of the biggest influencers of Afrobeats, um, that is based in diaspora, but he has been doing this for the longest of time. One of the OJs. In his podcast, he interviewed Falz, and here he asked Falz some questions we wanted to ask Falz. And Falz actually spoke on a lot of things, including the answers, and also he spoke about the whole situation with VDM and how he sees it. So, guys, without further ado, let's check this out. Let's see what Falz said on this, and let's just address some of the things and give our take on some of the issues Falz spoke about, like the NSAS protest, his activism, and also his situation with Very Dark Man, guys. Let's go.
About what went on then, people that were obviously lost, the whole situation.
Yeah.
Did it change anything? What do you feel like now?
It's tough, man. It's really tough to think about, because those events were very dark. That was a horribly dark day. And, of course, this week made it exactly 4 years. Of course, we'll never forget those people. We can never, ever forget those people. Those people laid down their lives for us. That's the meaning of bravery. They redefined patriotism for me,
Especially in Nigeria.
Bro, for all of Nigeria.
Facts.
In the face of what was the absolute worst. They weathered the storm. Those are my true heroes, if I'm going to be honest with you. So we'll never ever forget them. We'll continue to remember them every single year. But
Yeah, he was talking about the NSAS protest and the people that lost their lives during the NSAS protest. So that's just like a context to what you're watching.
I think what that entire movement meant and what that entire movement achieved is just that it showed us that it's very possible, And when I say it, is anything that we set our mind to, anything that we say that omo na so it go be, bro, na so it go be. It's just for us to reach that resolve. And I feel like, of course, some people are going to be apprehensive. Some people are going to be skeptical. Other people are going to be scared. But this is a moment where we saw, a charge across board. Everyone all over the country. It wasn't just Lagos. It wasn't just Ibadan.
All over the world.
It was all over the world. Not even just the nation.
Yeah.
So it was. If we really put our minds to it, and if we really come together and not allow this seed of discord be sown among us, because that's again what we saw in 2023. But
All right, just touching a little bit of what Falz said here. So he talked about the NSAS protest and how our resolve helped us to make that protest very effective. And to be honest, we can see the impact of the protest, regardless whether little or not. We could see that there's a little bit of police reform. It's not as before where SARS were just all over the road doing anyhow and anything. Police reform, even though we're having some little situations, it's not as severe as it used to be. So the NSAS protest really brought back some good results from it, some positive results from it. And truly that protest showed the strength of the people, the resolve of the people. Were supported by international bodies. You could see Twitter even at that time giving us the identity based on the hashtag. And one of the unique things about that protest was the theme. The theme was very direct, very specific. The goal and the objective of the protest was very clear cut, and everything about that protest was just very well done. And it was a very significant time in Nigerian history because the NSAS had never been done. A protest of that magnitude had never been done, and just happened to be the time where people were at home, where youths were at home because of the whole COVID era. So people could come in and join up and really participate and make their voices heard in the protest. Sadly, the October 20 experience was a very sad one, of which people lost their life, and just showed and reflected the incompetence and just the sadism of the whole government and just people that didn't prioritize the government, how they didn't prioritize on the people and the lives of the people at that time. So a lot of things were very much shown to the public eye and during the NSAS protest, and we still see the results till today. On the positive side of it, we still see some positive impacts of the NSAS protest today. Now, talking about the 2023 elections and the seed of discord that was sown in the 2023 elections, that's true, because we noticed a lot of things happened. A lot of tribalistic narratives were propagated online. We saw people that were not allowed to vote because of they want to vote Igbo. We saw a gubernatorial aspirant that was not even accepted by his people because he couldn't speak the language. Here in Lagos, we saw that happen. So a seed of discord was shown and the unity was divided. And one of the things is that once there is a divided house, nothing can stand. And that's how, leaders made it seem, and that's how they pushed an agenda that made people get what they got. And we are now facing the results and the impact of whatever we voted for and whatever the elections brought to us. So what Falz is saying here is just the absolute truth. So guys, let's continue, man.
We'll get back to that. If we don't allow that seed of discord be sown among us and we really come together, bro, there's no limit to what we can achieve. And I think that's the biggest takeaway from that.
Seed of discord it's a very powerful phrase there. And the reason I say that is even in recent times with the conversation that erupted with Very Dark Black Man, and first of all, a direct question to you will be, what do you think of his activism?
To be honest with you,
what do you think?
Ideally, I probably would have said, I don't want to talk about it, but
you're one of the most intelligent people. Yeah, you can walk that tight line.
Yeah, it's not an issue for me. And also because there's been quite some misreporting going on.
Facts.
To answer your first question,
yes. What do you think about his activism?
I don't know much of it. I'll be honest with you. I don't know much of it. Prior to the first video where he mentioned me and my dad, I hadn't seen much of him. I hadn't seen.
Yes.
What I had seen, what I remember seeing was, I think this was probably like a while ago, some stuff about people that didn't have NAFDAC and they were selling bleaching products, and I thought, okay,
that was the beginning. Yes.
At that time when I saw some of those clips, I was like, okay, this person seems to be doing something right. This is a good cause.
Facts.
But aside that, I wouldn't lie to you, I really haven't seen much of his work.
Which can happen because social media algorithm takes people different ways.
Yeah. Now this person one day thought it wise to turn on his ring light, sit down, and via direct statements, insinuations, and innuendos, allege that myself and my dad connived with some certain individuals to manipulate justice and bribe the EFCC. And adding that the reason I've done this is because I have a homosexual relationship with Bobrisky. Going further to say that my posturing as an activist, everything is false.
Yeah. How did you feel about when that came out? Personally, how did you feel?
How would anyone feel? It's horrible things to say. Absolutely no proof. Why would you just come and allege all these things? You have absolutely nothing to support all these statements. And this is why I say, when we speak about seed of discord, just ordinary Nigerians, I think also need to be a lot more careful in jumping into conclusions, and let's just look at things a bit more objectively, and somebody just coming up and alleging something shouldn't be the basis for which you draw your conclusion. What has this person shown to support this allegation? And what a lot of these people were now saying, oh, why don't you face this? Okay, well, now, via my counsel, I wrote to the person that he's alleging or he's attributing all these statements to, and the person has denied that absolutely no money was paid to me or my dad for nothing. All these things are false, basically. So now you have to defend yourself, because he who alleges must prove. I've gone to court for defamation of character, because that's clearly what this is. Now, recently it was reported that the court has ordered 500 million naira to be paid, blah, blah, blah. I mean, that's false. The case of defamation is still very much in court. Yes, we have instituted proceedings for defamation because, of course, that is what this is. That is very much still ongoing. However, there's something called interim applications, which you can do. While a substantive case is still ongoing, you can apply to the court for an injunction
to hold on to something,
because this defamation still subsists. This video I speak of is still very much on his page, on his pages. He has not taken them down,
and the application was for him to take those down.
So the ruling that the court, exactly, thank you very much, the ruling that the court gave was take this down and desist from any further defamatory remarks pending the determination of this substantive suit. That is what that is. That is what has been decided upon. Of course, in my defamation suit, I'm going to ask for damages, because that is the only remedy available in a civil suit. I'll have you know that there's a criminal angle to defamation. I chose not to go that route.
So there is a criminal angle.
There's a criminal angle to defamation now. He could very well have been arrested.
All right, you see this. This is the thing. That's why, looking at the case with Speed Darlington was arrested by Burna Boy, and Burna Boy was on his right, because defamation has a criminal angle. It's just that Falz and his dad decided not to go that route to charge him for giving criminal charges, but they gave him a desist charge, a civil ruling, and told him to take down and not say anything defamatory about Falz or his dad again. But yet, the content to which he spoke about in the first place still remains on his pages, which means that VDM has really not done anything to kind of like resolve the issue, or just to put a stop to it, or apologize to them. He has not really done anything. He has not done any content to take back his statement. He has not pulled down the video to which he mentioned and he stated all these things in the first place. So, of course, you could see why they are reacting the way they are reacting. And, you know, some people that are not knowledgeable enough will just be supporting VDM because it looks like the whole new messiah of the masses. Forget, the messiah of the masses is human, and he can make mistakes because he's really new to this whole activism thing. He doesn't really know the legal suits and the legal side of things. So he needs to tread carefully. And these are the insights to which we are getting from what Falz is saying, because at this case, he was the one that was affected, and his name was brought and also tainted in this whole thing that VDM did. So people will say, Falz did not really feel it. But go and check Falz comment section and you see what people are really saying, and you understand that this guy actually defamed Falz, and that's just what it is. But let's watch.
But this so-called oppressor narrative that they are peddling now, because now that's the narrative that, oh, me and my family want to oppress this guy because we have legal muscle. Come on, man. I know they find trouble, Baba.
Yeah.
You know, I know they find trouble, Baba. I dare my day. You set your ring light, begin to talk all this nonsense about me, and you expect me to sit down? I afforded this guy a phone conversation.
Yeah, I wanted to speak about
Sheon Kuti is a mutual.
Yeah.
I saw, when this thing first came out, I saw Sheon Kuti saying on his Instagram live that he knew about it, something. So I called him. What's with this, Baba? So Sheon must have called him, and then he reached out to me. And on the phone, this guy was instantly defensive. From the like, bro, try and listen. Like, what are you even already fighting about? And he said to me, without mincing words, he said, Shebi, you are a lawyer. Go to court. In my opinion, this person,
during the conversation, to try to find
bro,
common ground.
this person, in my opinion, wanted the litigation. Now, what he thinks that does for him, I do not know. I do not know what he thinks that does for him. I don't know if he thinks it will posture him as some sort of hero. But he clearly wanted the litigation. Without that conversation went. Because as soon as you posted this thing, I sent you the pre-action notice saying what you've posted is a load of bollocks, absolutely false. I need you to take it down and offer an apology within a certain amount of time. What did he do? Nothing.
I thought I saw, first of all, apologies from Sheung, and then I saw I believe I saw an apology from him too.
So Sheung Kuti did his because of the things he said on his live, but that's aside.
Yeah.
He didn't offer an apology. He said, and this was at the House of Assembly when he was invited to this panel, said a few words, some people are taking advantage to tarnish the image of my dad. Absolutely did not mention my name. Has been dodging mentioning my name ever since I wrote to him. That same day, posted something on his Instagram story at Falz the bad guy. Oh, I wish say you day here to see waiting they happen for you.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Bro, what are you doing? This is not an apology. This defamatory publication still exists on your page. What are you?
You see, when someone tries to cut corners and form familiarity just to psych you up while avoiding the main thing, which is the core. Issue an apology, you defamed him, you're trying to psych him up. Bro, we are still friends, we are still days. Calm down, that kind of thing. He's trying to psych Falz up, and he's forgetting that Falz is also a smart guy, and Falz is not the type of person that will fall for all these things. We even saw a recent video of VDM dancing to Falz's song online. But come on, if you haven't apologized to the guy, all these things you are trying to do is not what will work. It's like trying to blow an open wound. If blowing the wound doesn't heal the wound, it may look like it's going to work, but it doesn't do anything to the wound at that point in time. So let's go.
What are you doing? What is this? And you people are trying to peddle a narrative that I'm an oppressor. Are you people insane?
Your track record.
Well,
definitely.
Go to my comment section now as we speak. Go to my comment section.
Negative?
Go to read comments. Bro, just go read comments by yourself.
Negative?
You will see where people dey. And this is the reason why a lot of people say things like, oh, Nigerians deserve what they get. I don't like to make statements like that, because really and truly, nobody deserves the amount of fuckery that we go through, bro. Nobody does. But when you don't take your time to carefully assess scenarios and you jump on cheap manipulation tactics and you then spew negativity at somebody for absolutely no just cause, of course people are going to say stuff like that.
People buy into that. What about the audio that he had presumed to have played, which alleged that the other person was saying what they had said?
And that's why I'm saying that audio now has been denied by the person that he's alleging was the author. And bro, he who alleges must prove.
Must prove.
So he has a lawyer. His lawyer has been in contact. So I imagine his lawyer would have explained all these things to him. So since he really, really desperately wants litigation, the rest of the explanation will be done in court.
Now, I want to talk specifically about your dad, whose track record over decades has been nothing but fighting injustice, standing up for humanity, and standing in the face of oppression, even at the time when it's not profitable.
For over 40 years, bro.
Minimum.
For over 40 years.
Minimum.
So the disrespect, the disdain, it's appalling, to say the least. To say the least. Every single thing my dad has stood for is sticking out his neck for the oppressed. Every single thing that he has stood for his entire life. So this level of disrespect bro, I don't even know where to start from. And you think now he would want to profit of someone's misfortune at what cost? 10 million naira. Bro, it's laughable, man.
How can so? There are two things apart from the legal, which has to be taken care of.
Must.
But I saw maybe one interview or two interviews with the iconic Mr. Falana, and I just felt, as a Nigerian, how do we even begin to apologize to, so that someone whose whole life has been dedicated to ensuring that we survive, doesn't take it so personally that you almost look at your entire career and think, is it worth it sometimes, Because that's the one thing, when I saw Seun Kuti's apology, that was the energy I got from Seun, where he's saying, this is my uncle, this is somebody that basically stood in front of...
Seun knows firsthand.
Yeah.
He knows firsthand.
Yeah.
The very first time, of course, I had known of, excuse me, of course, we had, mutual, admiration for each other prior to this day. But the very first day that we shared more than just a few words, the very first thing that Seun said to me was, bro, do you know that you are my brother? I was like, bro, okay, what do you mean? He said, I was opportuned to witness some things that your father did for my dad, even before you were born. And this was him just setting the tone for the kind of relationship that my father and of course Fela had, and the kind of journey that they went through legally and even beyond that. So Seun knows firsthand. So I'm not surprised that he then, did the video after to apologize. I'm not surprised at all. He knows firsthand. And I don't know if all these other, and that's why I say people need to, I don't know, maybe it's a thing of everybody just being angry at the situation of things, but I mean, that is no excuse for you to look around you and feel that at the slightest allegation, you turn on people that have laid down their everything for this cause. It's despicable, man.
So yeah, you could see Falz getting very emotional here when he brought about his dad. And to be honest, Sam Falana has been one of the guys that has spoken for the voiceless in this country, way beyond whatever VDM is doing. You could even see in the video, Sam Falana said that VDM is doing what they call infantile radicalism, which means it's really a baby in this whole game of being a radical and standing for the voiceless and standing for the masses. Is a baby in it because he doesn't know the law and the legal side of things, and because of that he will just continue stepping on toes and also getting himself involved in the whole court and legal cases. So Sam Falana has really done a lot. The legendary fella Sam Falana was literally a voice for him and fought for him. A lot of things he has done in the whole Nigerian legal system long before now, and it's sad that we have a lot of Nigerians that are literally not thinking for themselves, and they align themselves to be pushed by certain people and certain narratives. And people come out with victimized mentality. And of course, one of the things I've noticed about this country, considering the socio-economic situation of the country, most people tend to support the guy that is less privileged other than the guy that seems to have money and have things well structured for him. And in this case, VDM is on the other side, where it feels like he doesn't have enough money. It's not as socially, economically strong as the Falanas, so therefore VDM should be on the good side. But they're forgetting that all these things, there is a consequence to whatever VDM did. And of course, justice. VDM is a fighter of justice. He too deserves justice. You can see one of the things that Falz kept saying in this particular podcast is, he who alleges must prove. VDM alleged. Regardless of whatever he said, whether he said he reacted to a video that he saw, the video in itself is not evidence enough, but he who alleges must prove. And VDM alleged in this video, and the way VDM even took the video and did what he did in the video, of course, the Falanas were called out in the video, they were defamed in the video, and people started to see Falanas in a different light. And this is the drama that they've put the Falana name involved in, of which the Falana people didn't want to or they didn't plan to be involved in the first place. So VDM himself was given a chance to apologize. He didn't do it. Instead, he tried to skedaddle his way through by trying to familiarize himself with Falz after having a heated argument with Falz over the phone. And, so, and also Sam Falana himself, he has come out to say some things and his views on the whole situation, of which we can't really unravel in this particular video. Well, tell me guys what you think about this. I feel like VDM still needs to answer a lot for the whole defamation suit. Of course, the civil suit has been served to him, so he has a lot to do. He needs to even show the first point of action to show that he understands the consequence of his actions and he knows that the situation of things were really serious and these people were defamed. The first step is to pull down the video. But because of his personal vendetta about Bobrisky, it's blinding VDM's judgment and his choice of reason. So, and yeah, this is just what we are saying right now. I think VDM is learning. I think this will open his eyes to many things, and it's already opening his eyes to many things. And I like the fact that the Falana's Falz is not holding back to say his mind and saying it as it is. And yeah, this is what we see. Tell me guys what you think about this whole situation. I'll go by the name East Coast Prince. This is Storyteller Nigeria. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.